With just 2 games left in the regular season, it is crunch time for the Eastern Florida State College Titans, but they control their own destiny. Meanwhile, Palm Beach State College has been the conference frontrunners all season, but what once felt like an insurmountable lead has evaporated to a single game. Everything on the line tonight, and it's live from the Bruce Bochy Field on Eastern Florida's Melbourne campus. It's the Titans and Panthers next. It's a beautiful afternoon for a Southern Conference showdown as second place Eastern Florida takes on first place Palm Beach here at Bruce Bochy Field. Welcome everybody alongside former UCF center fielder Alex Friedrich. I'm Jeff Radcliffe. Thank you so very much for joining us for Titans baseball on WEFS TV. Alex, a lot on the line tonight. First place, perhaps second place. Bottom line, you want to make the state tournament.
Yeah, we haven't reached playoff baseball yet, but I anticipate these next 2 games to be a playoff-like atmosphere. Like you said, it is Eastern Florida. They do control their own destiny, and nobody wants to be forced to play that third play-in game if you finish third place. So it's safe to say that these teams are both going to be fighting for both these games.
This is the penultimate game of the regular season as the Titans and Pioneers will play again tomorrow down in Palm Beach. But you want to take care of business here today and get that first win. The away pitcher will be Anthony Delaney, one of the best in the conference. He comes in 8-1, a 2.40 ERA, native of Wellington, and has faced Eastern Florida State College twice this year so far, has a win to his credit. And on the hill for Eastern Florida tonight will be Blair Calvo, who just 7 days ago got a complete game 4-hitter against Indian River, who looked to replicate that performance here this afternoon. Taking a look at Palm Beach State College, they've changed their lineup somewhat. It'll be Eric Miskowski to lead things off. Pay close attention to the cleanup hitter, Franco Guardacioni, one of the best hitters in the conference, with a .356 average and 4 home runs. And we'll take a look at Blair Calvo as he will be pitching to Jeff Cordy behind the dish as we get set for action here in the top of the first. So glad you're with us here on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon on the Space Coast.
Not a lot of wind out here today, and this ballpark actually plays very big, 380 in center and 310 in the corners. It plays much bigger than that. Leading
off will be Eric Miskowski. And first pitch is a strike from Calvo.
Look for Calvo. He's got a very strong fastball, 90 to 92. Coach Tam spoke with him briefly before the game, said he'll work in that slider as his off-speed pitch.
Chopper to the left side, handled by Vinny Capra, and throws on to first. Here's that Eastern Florida State College defensive setup. It is the law firm of Capra, and Capra from third, short, second. It'll be Alessandro Lima at first. In the outfield, Diaz, Rodriguez, Soto left to right, Jeff Cordy behind the plate. Our home plate umpire will be Brian King. He's assisted by Mark Morgan. Second batter of the inning is Nick Gallo.
Now to play for Palm Beach, number 13. Gallo.
Swinging early, this offense. look for them to try to attack that fastball. It's got a very firm fastball, like I said, can hit the mid-90s with it and plays that slider very well to keep these hitters off balance.
Pitch upstairs, and things even up at a ball and a strike.
Spoke to Coach Tam. I said, well, what are his best pitches? He goes, fastball, slider. I said, where's the changeup? He goes, we're still working on that one. So maybe a show-me pitch throughout the game. See a changeup here and there to a lefty, but slider's really his go-to off-speed pitch.
Gallo, a sophomore second baseman out of Palm Beach Gardens, hitting .355. This entire lineup, these Pioneers, one of the best hitting lineups in all the nation. As a team, ranked number 14 in the NJCAA national poll, number 2 in the state. And thanks to 2-game sweep at the hands of Miami-Dade last week, are in position to perhaps lose the insurmountable lead they had. As drawing a walk is Gallo. So runner aboard here in the top of the first.
Gallo, very patient hitter, showing some patience early, hacking at that first pitch and settling back in.
Now at the plate, number 21, Martinez.
We'll bring up Gabe Martinez, right fielder, sophomore out of Wellington. He's hitting .354, does lead the team with 12 doubles.
Palm Beach Central High School alumni.
A lot of local products on Kyle Forbes' crew. They will bat with a runner on first. This pop straight up. Settling under is Capra, and shortstop has it for out number 2.
Capra did not start at shortstop at the beginning of the season, but due to injuries has stepped up in his opportunity over at shortstop. I remember last game he played, he was lights out, and Coach Tam had nothing but good things to say for him stepping up and filling that tough position to just jump right into at shortstop.
One aboard, and that brings up Franco Guardacion, sophomore catcher, batting .356, leads the team with 4 home runs. Went 2 for 4 with a run against Eastern Florida back on April 1st. Has a runner aboard here with 2 away. Here's the throw back to first. Almost gloves it just to keep Gallo honest there at first.
Yeah, 2 outs here. Still early. I wouldn't anticipate a steal here. Just the options open just to try to get the runner in scoring position with 2 outs here early.
First pitch to the plate, inside a ball. Guardacion out of Boynton Beach.
Calvo leaving that slider up early in this game. See if he can't wrap around that and actually get that back down in the zone, below the zone even, to get some swing and miss called strikes. I know he likes to work off his fastball, but right there throwing a first pitch slider to the 4-hole.
Throw back to first doesn't yield much. As Gallo in safely with no problem. As Freddie Ramos trying to hold him close. Here's the pitch. That one upstairs for a strike. Just hit the zone.
Brian King, home plate umpire. See if he can establish his zone early in this game and demand the pitchers come to him.
Guardacion. There's the 1-1. We'll foul it off to the right side. We'll do it again. 1-2.
Calvo trying to control the run game early with the slide step there, and also seen him throw over a couple times. So he's definitely aware of his base runners.
One aboard, 2 out, top of the first. Guardacion will swing and send it straight up the gut, picked up by Vinny Capra, and he'll give it to the brother, John Capra, to retire the side. So no runs, no hit, a runner left on the walk, and in the middle of 1, it is no score, but Eastern Florida State College about to come to the bat for the first time. Here's the lineup for Eastern Florida State College. Is Luis Silverio back in the lineup after sitting out injured the better part of the last 2 weeks. The Capra in the 2-hole. Diaz, Ramos, Delir will be the designated hitter in the 5 spot. John Capra, the second baseman there, 6th, followed by Brandon Gomez, Jeff Cordy, and then Vinny Capra will try to turn that lineup over. Here's how Kyle Forbes Pioneers set up defensively. It will be Guardacion behind the plate, Cepeda and Cintron on the left side of the infield, Gallo, Gutierrez on that right. In the outfield, it's Eric Miskowski, Todd Isaacs, and Gabe Martinez left to right. Talked about how tight things are, Alex, in the Southern Conference standings. There you go. All you need to do is take a look. There's Broward and Eastern Florida currently tied for second.
Yeah, this is definitely an important game, not only for playoff standing, but if these teams are ever to face each other again in the playoffs, they know that they can beat each other. And, it's more of a feeler game, but also means just as much as each one of those wins they have in the win column.
bottom line, if you're Eastern Florida State College or a Titans fan, your team can win both here today and tomorrow down in Palm Beach. You don't. And what happens in the other series between Broward and Miami-Dade doesn't really matter. You've taken care of business, you will win the conference and finish first. Plenty of scenarios to finish second and even third. Third will put you into a playoff.
Well, at the beginning of the season, you told these coaches they'd have a chance to control their own destiny to win the conference championship. I'm sure they'd both be very grateful for this opportunity that they have.
Pitching for the Panthers is Anthony Delaney. This will be Silverio, talented leadoff hitter. He'll take the first pitch. Silverio, the center fielder.
Delaney, sophomore, only 5'9", 185, out of Heritage High School. His stats, he has 69 strikeouts to only 10 walks thus far in the season. That's
quite the ratio.
Yeah, that shows some incredible control, and he likes to go after batters, don't throw a lot of balls, and keeps his defense active, I'm sure.
Silverio sends that one out of play to the right side. Silverio, sophomore out of Parkland, Douglas High School product, leads the team with .341 average, 3 home runs, 33 runs, 21 stolen bases to lead the team. And we'll chop it to the left side as Giancarlo Cintrone sends it over to first, and he's safe at first. So the speed from Silverio beats out the throw, and there's a runner aboard here with none out.
Yeah, right when you said that 20 bags on the season, that high chopper, I was like, yeah, it's going to be a tough play for
right
Cintron.
on cue.
Yeah, for Cintron to make that deep throw, and especially with Silverio getting out of the box quickly.
Nice start. Now Nick Capra, a sophomore, the oldest of the 3 Capra brothers. The other 2, John and Vinny, are the freshmen. Throw back to first. And Gutierrez unable to apply any tag in time. Certainly aware of Luis's exploits on the base paths as Delaney from the stretch throws a strike to Nick Capra.
Still early. See if Coach Tam tries to get something going here. Could potentially have a sacrifice bunt, maybe a hit and run. But like I said, it's still early. Probably just let these batters feel out Delaney, see if they can hone in on a couple of his fastballs.
Outside a ball, things even up 1-1 to Nick Capra, 5'10", 170, local kid out of Melbourne High School, or actually Melbourne Central Catholic. Won a state championship his senior year. Brothers were on that team as well. So he's a hustler in more ways than one.
Yeah. It's a guy you like to have in your 2-hole.
We'll try to send it opposite field. It'll be a foul ball. A lot of foul territory in this Bruce Bochy field, right, Alex?
Yeah, you learn as a defensive player on this field to never give up on a foul ball. If he gets enough air under it, you know, that's got a good chance to be caught. Also pass balls behind the catcher.
A lot of space.
Almost automatic extra base there.
Here's the throwback from Delaney. Certainly troubled with Silverio on first. 1-2 the count on Capra. Capra batting .333, and he'll take that one for a ball. So it's even up and at 2-2. Capra had a nice game the last time these two teams met, went 3 for 3 against Palm Beach back on the 1st of April. He will take that one on the outside corner for a ball, and count is full now on Nick Capra.
Very good at bat by Capra, seeing a lot of pitches. Really locked down the zone. Took that pitch right on just off the corner with 2 strikes. Shows how locked in he is with the zone.
Chop it right field, a base hit. Capra aboard, running all the way to third is Silverio. He will slide in safe, and there are runners on the corners with none out here for Eastern Florida State College in the bottom of the 1st.
Martinez actually giving that one a good effort on the throw to third with Silverio running on the pitch. Almost thought that was going to be automatic, but there was a play at third.
Now to play.
Silverio safe. Now we have runners on the corners with no outs.
And that brings up Christian Diaz. Diaz out of Steinbrenner.
Yeah, UNF signee. Big right-handed hitter.
Reigning conference player of the year. And we'll take it inside for a strike. Just nip the outside corner to Delaney. Diaz this year just starting to heat up as the season winds down, hitting .286. Said he's put a little pressure on himself to repeat his performances from a year ago. Now letting the game come to him, sends it deep to the right side. A lot of foul territory, but it falls in front of Gabe Martinez, and it's a long strike.
Silverio on third, ready to tag up on that opportunity if caught.
See Coach Tam now in his third season. He's a Brevard County original, played at O'Galley High School before starring at Florida State. Quite the major league career as well. We've talked about on our previous broadcasts. There's the 0-2 pitch. Taken upstairs a ball, 1-2 to Christian Diaz.
Just a little show pitch there by Delaney. Try to change the eye levels of Diaz. Look for maybe something off speed down in the dirt. Try to get him to chase. Being the runner on first base here, Capra, try to anticipate a potential dirt ball read. Maybe get a bad skip off the catcher.
Benefits of knowing your home environment.
That's right.
Now it's 2-2.
Brian King with the tight zone early. One just missed on the outside corner.
Here's Delaney, who stretches and fires. Swing and a miss. Got a piece of it, though. Also got a piece of him.
And he's got that Evo Shield shin protector there. Must have missed it. I think it hit his back foot, which you don't see too often.
No.
It was a good slider up and in, though. Jammed him up. But staying alive is Diaz. Still with a great opportunity here.
Runners on the corner. Silverio on third. Capra. Mr. Nick on first. Fielder Diaz here. 2-2. And we'll swing and a miss. He's down on strikes. There's one away here in the bottom of the first.
Capra with a little deke there at first base. little false, couple faux steps there. Trying to see if he can get the catcher off guard.
Brings up the cleanup hitter, Freddie Ramos, with one away. Freddie out of Miami Mountain Lakes Academy, batting .272, leads the team with 37 runs batted in, has a chance to improve that number here. Runner goes on the second. The throw is in time, and Capra is erased at second base. There are two away.
Yeah, questionable call there by Coach Tam, sending him with a runner on third base and only one out. Wonder if potentially he was trying to see if Silverio was going to try to get a run down there and do one of those trick plays, try to steal a run.
Nice throw by Franco Guardacion behind the plate. Run that matters still at third, though. Sophomore Freddie Ramos, transferred in from FIU. Now swing it and send it the left side. Here's the run from Miskowski. He will get the glove on it, and Titans are out of this inning. 2 hits, a runner left, and it's 0-0.
That's not the result Coach Tam would have liked to see the way that inning started. I'm positive on that one, but There'll be plenty more opportunities, I'm sure. Great pitching, though, by Delaney. Get himself out of that bind.
Gave up 2 straight hits to start the inning and left them waiting. Coming up in the top of the second for the Panthers of Palm Beach State College will be Giancarlo Cintrone, the 5-hole hitter. The shortstop will lead things off. Carlos Diaz will be on deck. Kendrick Gutierrez, the first baseman, will bat third in the inning as Blair Calvo will go back to work.
Blair Calvo pounding the zone early. A lot of strikes. You got to keep an eye on pitch count. He likes to go deep into these ball games, so each pitch matters as far as pitch count goes and how deep he gets into this ball game.
Just 4 hits in his last outing, went the distance. And a 4-1 victory over Indian River last week on WEFS TV. Was robbed of a shutout, and second to last batter fly out was dropped by the center fielder, so the game got extended by an out and allowed a run to score. So there went the shutout, but didn't take anything away from the effort of one Blair Calvo in that game.
Yeah, and with both these aces starting today, I don't expect runs to be at a premium. It's going to be the small things like you just mentioned, and everybody staying in every pitch of the entire game, getting the sacrifice bunts down, scoring the runner with less than 2 outs. And it's just the little things that are going to ultimately win this ball game for either side.
So the diminutive Giancarlo Cintrone, shortstop, will take that one for a strike. Cintrone out of Delray Beach, batting .316, a home run, 26 RBIs. And that one's upstairs a ball. It's even 1-1.
Got a couple bags on the season. Get them on first. See if they try to get some action here on the base pass. But Calvo keeps attacking with that fastball. He needs to get down in the zone a little bit. Looks like he's keeping it up, which could get dangerous, but still early.
Cintrone will swing on and send it to right center for a base hit. So a runner aboard here in the top of the second for the visitors from Palm Beach State College.
Just like I said, it's a little high. Left that fastball up in the zone. Cintrone with a great approach, going with the pitch, punching it to right center, almost squeaking it between Gomez and Silverio. Try to stretch it into a double, hit the wide round turn over at first base, but stays put with a single.
That's Carlos Diaz, fellow sophomore out of Puerto Rico. Where teammates at Elevate Academy were Cintrone and Diaz. Diaz batting .286. He's down no balls and a strike here.
Showing bunt there. You don't normally see your DH showing bunt on the first pitch, but
trying to move that runner over, manufacture the small ball runs.
Exactly, yep. Trying to manufacture here early. See if execution is key here.
Calvo thrown back to Ramos there at first to keep Cintrone honest. And here is the bunt. Comes right back to Calvo. Will throw on to Ramos for the out. Meanwhile, it is Cintrone taking second on the play.
Good bunt there by Diaz. Calvo catching the ball on a run, electing to go to first. May have had a shot at second, but this early in the ball game, that's the correct choice. Just get your out and pitch in the clutch now.
Now running in scoring position. Third batter in the inning, Kendrick Gutierrez, the first baseman. Batting .298 out of Miami American High School. 6'5", 240.
He's a big kid.
Big young man. Quite opposite from Cintrone, 2 batters before. 5'8" to 6'5".
He's got a lot of leverage. Get that ball in the air, it's going to go a long ways.
Calvo looks back at Cintrone at second. Has a nice lead. Here's pitch is a strike, so it's ball and a strike now on Gutierrez. Batting .298 this season, 12 RBIs. And Gutierrez swings away, sends it to center, running on and making a diving grab in center was Silverio. Tagging and headed to third is Cintrone, and he's in there, so the runner gets over. We'll call it a sac fly. Not your typical sac fly, but Gutierrez moves the runner over.
No, it looked like Silverio might have mistimed his jump just a hair on that one. Kind of hung up in the air just long enough to bring it down, though. That was a good poke by Gutierrez, though. Hit that one on the button. Moves his runner just one base closer.
So RBI opportunity now will fall to Todd Isaacs. Isaacs, the normal leadoff hitter, batting in the 8-hole today. Out of Heritage High School. That one's over his head for a ball. So we take a look at Silverio's catch.
Yeah, it looks like he jumped just a hair too early, but hung up just long enough and drops the ball on the exchange. So Mark Morgan in the field umpire right on top of that, saying on the transfer it's a good out.
Cintrone put the fake on third.
And Calvo having trouble with that slider here early. He hasn't really quite fielded out.
2 balls, no strikes. Isaacs ahead in the count here. And that one up high as well. So the count runs 3-0 on Todd Isaacs. Leads the team in RBIs with 28, runs with 36, stolen bases with 30.
And I kind of had an idea here that they could potentially be just kind of throwing around Isaacs here, knowing for his strength, not usually the 8th-hole hitter with an open base at first. But come back in with a strike there, so trying to be competitive on this at-bat.
Calvo with the 3-1 here is the stretch and the pitch. And swung on left side, put into play and booted by Nick Capra at third. That will allow the run to score, and it's 1-0 Panthers.
And Nick Capra wants to have that one back for sure. Not an easy play, but going to his left. Fairly short throw for the third baseman, but unable to field it cleanly. Results in a run.
Now brings up the 9-hitter, Danny Cepeda. So 2 out, 1 in, 1 on. Isaacs at first. Leads the conference in stolen bases.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time, I believe, here before we see him take off with 2 outs, try to get another runner in scoring position. Double their lead here in the 2nd inning.
Isaacs has 30 stolen bases. Just 2 have come against Eastern Florida this year. Ranks number 8 nationally in the category. And Calvo will throw back to make sure that Isaacs knows he's there.
Cordy wants a shot here, I'm sure. I want to see his
That's
arm
a good
early.
bragging rights to say you threw out one of the top base stealers in the nation.
Yeah, and he's got a good opportunity here with a right-handed hitter. He's got complete vision of first base. See if he can get a lead.
1-0 to Cepeda. He'll swing it left side. It's foul ball. And might have knocked it off his leg. Cepeda out of Cypress Bay High School in Weston. And 243, just a freshman. Trying to turn the lineup over here to get back to Miskowski at the top. Panthers have struck for a run here in the top of the 2nd.
I'm very surprised we haven't seen Isaacs take off yet, but
A throwback Calvo laboring just a bit here in the second inning. Wasn't helped out by the error. That one chopped foul to the left. A couple of strikes via the foul ball. 1-2.
Yeah, I think Calvo, if he can find that second pitch, his fastball's has got velocity on it, but that he needs to have a off-speed pitch that he can throw for a strike, or at least threaten to throw for a strike, so these hitters are off balance and not just sitting on one fastball.
And throw back to check Isaacs at first. Just to knock down that lead by a step or two.
Ramos with a good stab there at first, barely getting his glove on that, keeping it in play.
That one high and inside. 2s across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. To Danny Cepeda, the third baseman. Isaacs at first. Here's the 2-2 from Calvo. Runner goes, it'll be chopped foul, and Isaacs will have to retreat.
If the count wasn't so deep, you could potentially do a pitch out here. But then that would run the count full, so.
Calvo trying to pitch out of this inning here. Keep the damage to a minimum. Stretch in the pitch inside, and Isaacs thought about it and hustles back to first. Cordy was ready.
That would have been a tough throw for Cordy, though, reaching back over his left side to have to come back across and make that throw. I honestly thought it hit him. Thought it hit Cepeda.
Full count. Isaacs will certainly be running here. Calvo's payoff pitch is fouled straight up, or hit straight up the middle. Trying to pick it up was Capra, and John can't make the clean pickup. And everybody's safe, first and second.
Yeah, from our standpoint there, it did kind of look like that ball was fouled off. That was funny, but
it went straight back. And
yeah,
then
that was strange, but tough 2-strike at bat there. Put the ball in play. That's all you can ask for. The inning continues.
Back-to-back errors.
That's one thing Tam has preached on is his defense. He said, man, if we can tighten up our defense,
The sky's the limit.
we're going to be a tough team to beat. And showing the struggles early today.
Now back to the top of the order we go with Eric Miskowski. Now 2 aboard here with 2 away. Citrone singled and was sacrificed over to first and then to second on the bunt. Ended up scoring. Inside it goes, and Jeff Cordy will go out to talk to his pitcher.
Coach Tam electing to take a visit as well. Take advantage of this opportunity to calm his pitcher down. Realize they're only 1 run down. Take a deep breath, find your zone, and dig back in.
And now our umpire Brian King will close down that conference. Calvo will go back to work.
I'm anxious to see how tight of a leash these pitchers are going to be on today. I know it's still obviously very early for Calvo, but Coach Tam needing to win. Yeah, I mean, not needing, but wants to win.
Certainly
at least
wouldn't
one.
hurt.
Yeah, exactly. So he can't dig into the bullpen too much today. He's got to save pitching for tomorrow. So it's definitely something he's going to have to manage. I'm sure he wants Calvo to go deep in this ball game.
Now you would think coming off a complete game, Alex, that's it would be advantage Titans in this when you have a guy that can keep the bullpen from getting work, so you can maybe steal one on the road tomorrow. Titans can get through with one win in this series. Not many ways to advance if they lose both. Certainly would have to go to the playoff at the minimum. There's a strike. 3-1 now. The count on Miskowski, his second at bat. Grounded out to third in his first attempt. Isaac second, Cepeda at first. And popped straight up. Settling under will be Cordy. Throws off the mask and able to make the catch. Somewhat of an adventure, but able to get the put out. So 1 run on 1 hit. There were 2 errors and 2 left in the middle of 2. It is the Panthers leading it 1-0 over the Titans.
Cordy being a good leader, catcher behind the plate, stepping up and making that tough defensive play that this team needed to get out of that inning. A lot of catchers nowadays try to practice this as much as possible, but those foul tips that are skied right above you isn't something that they make it, let's just say they make it look a lot easier than it is most times.
Wind, sun, screaming fans always make it difficult.
Yeah. But Delaney, very impressive last half, getting out of that jam. Runners on the corners with no outs. Obviously, Eastern Florida needed to execute a little better at the plate, but Delaney doing all he can to hold them to 0 runs after that good start.
Delaney, the right-hander, getting set for his second inning of work. He will face the number 5 through 7 hitters here. Derek DeLear, John Capra, and Brandon Gomez. If we harken back to that first inning, remember it started with back-to-back hits for the Titans, unable to push anything across though. So here's Derek DeLear, sophomore shortstop out of Orangewood Christian in Orlando, powerhouse small school program in Maitland. And we'll send it straight back.
The FIU transfer. His non-athletic talent is rapping. So I think see him as considering a career as a DJ.
Or if baseball doesn't work out.
Right.
Oh, that one nipped the umpire, it appears. So Brian King is all right. Clenching the fist there. Perils of employment.
Yep. We'll have some ice on that one tonight. Sure it's not the first time, and it probably won't be the last.
You know, the only guys tougher than umpires are the catchers that stand in front.
Yep.
2 strikes now on the batter, DeLear. One of 3 former FIU Panthers on this Titans roster. Does lead the team with 13 doubles. Have to do it from behind in the count here. 2 strikes. And we'll foul that one off.
It was right on that pitch. Fastball low and away. Went down to it. Just swung just under it, though.
Delaney will wind and fire. And that one plunked DeLear. He's aboard on a hit by pitch.
Gladly take a leadoff hit by pitch.
Now to plate number 14, second baseman John Capra.
Second inning for getting the first runner on for Eastern Florida. Hopefully a different result in Tam's mind here. See if they can move them around. Tie this ball game up.
Trail by a run. Still early. This is John Capra, twin brother of Vinny. And we'll lay down the bunt to try to move Delir over. Throw is wide of the bag at second, and Delir will go to third on the sacrifice. He slides in, safe. Runners on the corners with none out. Job done by John Capra.
Got a little aggressive there, Delaney did, trying to get that out. I knew it was going to be a tough one, and throw goes awry, and at center field, Isaacs had a shot to actually throw out the runner at third base, but he did a double clutch, ultimately resulting in a safe.
Take another look at the throw.
Takes off, no problem getting there, and then the errant throw actually was the reason, the double clutch out in the center by Isaacs, for them to be on the corners here with no outs again.
Deja vu all over again. Let's see if you can do something about it. Runners on the corner, second straight inning. Now Brandon Gomez will come to the plate for the first time. Gomez leading the team in home runs, 7, batting .252 out of Miami Monsignor Pace. So it's Delir at third and John Capra at first. Delaney will go plateward, and it's going to be popped foul.
Yeah, look for these hitters to stay aggressive on both sides in this situation with a runner on third base and no outs. Really, all you have to do is try to stay out of the middle and avoid a double play. But this is a great opportunity for Eastern Florida. Let's see if Delaney can pitch out of it again like he did in the first.
1-1 the count on Gomez, the sophomore. Committed to Mount Olive. Baseball career will continue. That one's fouled back again, so it's now a ball, 2 strikes on Brandon. Said his future will be a baseball player or a lawyer. Opposite ends of the spectrum there.
Yeah, very successful careers, though, if capable to be a lawyer or a professional baseball player.
Look to lay down the law with his bat, perhaps. Chopper to short. Double play possibility, and they got him.
Run comes in, though.
Delir does score on the play. There are 2 away now. So Gomez the RBI.
Albany, catcher number 11, Jeff Cordy.
That was a tough play. I think Gomez, if he's a little more fleet on the feet, might have been able to beat that one out. But with the high chopper, but great turn up the middle by Centrone and Gallo.
Two away for Cordy. Takes a strike. So we're all even at 1. Small ball being employed by Eastern Florida State College. Foul tip.
Nice little change up there on the outside part of the plate. And Cordy leaving him off balance, way on that front foot.
Base is empty here for Cordy with 2 out. Cordy, the freshman out of Mel High. Batting .227, a home run, 16 RBIs.
Cordy, just a freshman, being a catcher. That's a tough load to have on a freshman.
We'll send it to left field. Settling under is Eric Miskowski, and the side is retired here in the bottom of the second. But a run comes in. Was an error. Nobody left on. 1-1 our score.
Definitely, Palm Beach is definitely minimizing the damage, considering the starts of both the first and the second innings offensively by Eastern Florida. Runners on the corners with no outs. Still only 1 run for the Titans.
Well, Eastern Florida's athletic programs keep growing with 9 varsity sports now in action. Home games are played at the college's new state-of-the-art sports complex on the Melbourne campus that includes facilities for soccer, tennis, basketball, and Bruce Bochy Field here for baseball, and of course a planned new facility for softball going up this year. The complex hosts major national collegiate events such as the NJCAA Division I Women's Soccer National Championship Tournament and is a valuable asset to the community. To learn more, visit easternflorida.edu and become a Titan today.
Cordy given a second to gather his gear. Still, that slider from Calvo, if he can figure that pitch out, I think ultimately he can control a lot more of these at-bats the way he'd like to, or it has in the past.
Heading to the top of the 3rd inning here, Bruce Bochy Field. So glad you're with us. Jeff Radcliffe, Alex Friedrich, and our entire WEFS TV crew as afternoon starts headed towards evening here on the Space Coast. It'll be Gallo, Martinez, and Guardacion here in the 3rd for the Panthers. And first pitch is swung on by Gallo. Players giving chase, and the catch is made by Ramos, and he's slow to get up. So records the out, but pays the price.
Yeah, for where we're sitting, I couldn't really hear the communication too well. That's definitely the first baseman's ball. Maybe that's what you like to see. Like I said, playoff atmosphere baseball. These guys laying it on the line on a 1-1 game early. Both teams striking in the 2nd inning for a run.
1 away, that brings up the left-hand hitting Gabe Martinez. Martinez flied out to shortstop his first time up back in the 1st. Second at bat begins with a strike on the outside corner from Calvo.
First pitch strike is huge, just as big as getting that first out.
Keep Calvo's workload to a minimum. Keep that pitch count down after that long second.
Yeah, right there showing that changeup. Still working on that pitch, but we'll showcase it to a lefty.
Went outside again. Missed it by about a foot, maybe more. 2 balls and a strike.
And right now, it looks like the only pitch he can demand is that fastball, but it's good velocity on it, so that can take him a long way, but eventually these hitters are going to start to time him up, and if he can't show that he can throw a slider for a strike or even control that changeup, then these hitters can start teeing off.
And there's a 5-pitch walk as Martinez is aboard with 1 away here in the 3rd. Second walk now issued by Calvo.
Beautiful day thus far. I know there's some talk about rain potentially being in the forecast, but
knock on wood.
Yes.
Brings up Guardacion, the catcher. Grounded out the short to end the 1st. And that one plunks him, so another hit by pitch. This time delivered by Calvo. Each pitcher has done that, and now there are 2 aboard with 1 away.
You can't afford freebies. If you're the Titans, you want to make these guys earn it and put the bat on the ball.
4th batter in the inning comes up, Giancarlo Cintrone, shortstop, singled advanced around the base paths and eventually scored the Palm Beach run back in the second. Here he is in the third with 2 runners aboard. Martinez at second, Guardacion, the catcher, at first. Centrone will swing away down the line. It is a fair ball, and this is trouble. Oh, foul. Running the whole way was Martinez. Tough to see the decision when the referees aren't on the line, the umpires aren't on the line.
Yeah.
Tough to see the line from our vantage point as well.
Yeah, Centrone had the best look at that, and he only took about a step out of the box. I think he understood he was out of luck on that one. Because that could have been
trouble.
A ton of trouble with that deep left field corner.
That pitch hangs. So the runners will stay at first and second.
A lot of action on the base pass for both teams early in this one.
This isn't going to be one of your 2-hour baseball games.
No.
That's for sure. Sent straight up the middle, fielded by Capra. Flips over to his brother and then on to first. Double play, and the Titans are out of the inning with no damage.
That's what he needed, Calvo. He needed that nice ground ball, double play. Keep that momentum after scoring 1 in the bottom of the second. You want to come out there and throw up a hoop for your guys. Get them back in the dugout.
Well, Coach Ernie Rosso won 735 games in his 29-year career as a head baseball coach at what was known then as Brevard Community College. In 2013, he was named to the Florida College System Activities Association Hall of Fame, and he threw out the first pitch earlier tonight. As we look back at the video from that, he will be inducted into the National Hall of Fame at the JUCO World Series in May. That will be held in Grand Junction, Colorado. So congratulations to Coach Rosso, who say is built the foundation for this program that continues to get better and better.
Yeah.
Jeff Tam caught the first pitch as well as former assistant coach.
Yeah, Rosso, great career. And, you know, I read earlier that Clint Hurdle, the current manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates, had said that the Mets and the Rockies are both tried to hire Russo out of the JUCO world, but he elected to stay to deal with some family illnesses. But that's pretty good. It's pretty good to hear that this guy, you know, is trying to get recruited by big league teams, and you know, it just shows the type of guy he is, and just had family illnesses he had to deal with, and elected to stay home and do what he does best, and that's coach JUCO baseball.
How about that? The Space Coast, you're talking, you got Clint Hurdle and, of course, Bruce Bochy, which this field is named after. A lot of major league managers coming out of this part of Florida. Coach Rosso, certainly of that caliber.
Yeah, he remains close to hundreds of former players from the big leagues all the way down to the youth level. So very involved. Threw a strike for the first pitch, so still young and agile. Just out there.
Does he have any eligibility? That is the question.
Exactly.
So Jeff Tam would like to have that answer. Could use him in this playoff stretch here. As Delaney goes back to work here in the bottom of the third. This is Vinny Capra with his first at-bat, shortstop. Look to turn things over for Silverio and Nick Capra here in this inning, batting second and third. And now he's quickly in an 0-2 hole. Vinny, 5'9", 165, also played at MCC, won a state championship his junior year along with his brother. Batting .317 this season, a home run, 11 RBIs, 9 stolen bases. So if he gets aboard, certainly can do things, but he's struck out on 4 pitches.
Delaney painting that corner like the pitch before, that fastball pitched directly before that one. He hit almost that same spot, and umpire Brian King awarding him for hitting that spot again. And ultimately, Vinny needs to maybe try to get a barrel on that. Not a barrel, just a piece of it. Tip it off if it's a pitch that he doesn't think he can handle, just to try to stay alive.
It'll be a 2-strike hitter. Meanwhile, Silverio will send it deep to left center, but right at Miskowski. And there's quickly 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Silverio did not hit that one on the button. It looked like he had a good swing. Might have jammed him just a hair or got it off the end. Because that ball, with that swing, should have traveled quite a bit further. Had good trajectory and just didn't square it up.
Shaping up to be a quick inning here for Anthony Delaney, unless Nick Capper can do something about it. Lefty steps in and takes a strike.
And you can tell the difference in each half inning if these pitchers are pounding the strike zone, getting ahead of these batters. It really makes for quicker innings. Keeps the momentum on their side.
Nick takes another strike, and he's quickly down 0-2.
I can tell you from experience, it's a lot less comfortable in that box when you're down 0-2.
That one outside. 1-2. Capra singled and was caught stealing back in the 1st.
Good check off there by Capra. That was a nice slider by Delaney. Kept it low. I think Capra, anticipating the low slider, checks off it early. Brings the count 2-2.
Capra will swing away right to Gallo on to first. And a 10-pitch inning for Anthony Delaney. 1, 2, 3 go the Titans in the 3rd.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who've just joined us,
Definitely a good stretch there at first base. Gutierrez using every inch of that 6'5" frame to reach out and snag that one.
To the person that exemplifies what it means to be a Titan both on and off the field, and that award went to men's basketball player Landis Anderson.
We go to the top of the 4th. 1-1 ball game between Eastern Florida and Palm Beach State College. Diaz, Gutierrez, and Isaacs. 6, 7, and 8 for the Panthers. See if Calvo can settle in. How do you, when you get into the situation and your off-speed pitches and your changeups aren't really going for you, is there anything you can do in between when you're not pitching and you're in between innings that you can maybe help lock that in? Do you want to throw a little bit more, or is it all just mental?
I think at some points it's mental, just because you know you can do it. You've done it before. You did it all through warm-ups, and I'm watching him throw his warm-up pitches here, and it looks like he's starting to figure it out. And that's another thing you do is before the innings, instead of going out there just throwing, all right, get the arm loose, actually try to hone in that pitch and get your grip right, get the rotation you want, and just get back in there, just like you always do.
See head coach Kyle Forbes now in his 5th season, a local product himself, Boynton Beach native, Atlantic High School, so in the Palm Beach area for a while. And taking that pitch for a ball is Carlos Diaz. Diaz, a designated hitter. Sack bunt last inning. This one will be a fly out to left. And he is retired for the first time. Well, second time.
Another thing Calvo can do is really, if his only pitch working, and you've heard even big league pitchers say that they after a start and it goes, well, my fastball was working. Everything else wasn't really there. And they still have successful outings. It's just them recognizing what is working for them today and against this lineup and using it against them.
Strike thrown to Kendrick Gutierrez. Had a sac fly back in the second. Deep sac fly as well. They hit it on a line. Hits another one to right field. That will land in for a base hit. Perhaps more. Gutierrez chugging for second. He slides in. And he's got a double here with one out.
He reached out on that pitch, poked it with the end of the bat. Makes a round turn at first base. Beautiful head slide. Head first slide into second for a one-out double. Runner in scoring position. Take a look here. Pitch low and away. Boom. Gets his barrel to it, actually. And Gomez with the run. Is a good effort there at second base, but cut off. Must have been offline just a hair. Might have had a shot.
Brings up Isaacs again in the 8-hole. Isaacs leading the team in RBIs, runs, and stolen bases. A chance for RBI 29 here as Gutierrez is at second with one away.
Isaac sporting some bright cleats, knowing that he can run.
And gets plunked. And another hit by pitch. Second delivered by Calvo. And the only good news if you're Eastern Florida State College is that second base is not open for Isaacs to steal.
That's exactly what I was thinking. But
Not at the moment anyway.
yes. Man, Calvo just cannot find that slider, can he? He's just getting away from him, but he throw a beautiful one to lead off the inning for a strike, but have yet to see it again consistently, at least.
Danny Cepeda now with runners at first and second and one out. Panthers looking to do damage here in the fourth. Cepeda reached on an error back in the second. He's down 0-1.
A lot of one of the terms they call in baseball is that the pitcher is effectively wild. And
Chopper to second, backhanded, and the runner is safe. Everybody all aboard there. Kind of a bang-bang play at second. Kind of got hit into no man's land there, and everybody is alive at first, second, and third.
a tough play there. I think if John Capra were to field that and maybe just gone to first with it to get the out, he'd have had 2 outs with runners in scoring position, but they just, especially with a speedy Isaacs at first, hustling all the way. That's the little stuff that goes unnoticed. Some of those routine ground balls up the middle, you'll see a couple guys, your base runners maybe give up and just kind of trot or peel off, but Isaac's giving it his all, sneaking in there by a hair.
It's the left fielder Miskowski as we go back to the top of the order here in the fourth. His third at bat. And we'll take it inside for a ball. Bases loaded. Gutierrez at third, Isaacs at second, Cepeda at first. Miskowski grounded out to third in the first inning and flied out to the catcher in the second. And there's a strike.
It's put on the corner. Cordy behind the plate in a tough, always a tough position with a runner on third base and this deep backstop.
Swung on, hit straight in the air. This could help Calvo out as Vinny Capra will settle underneath it and glove it for out number 2. Everybody stays where they are. So big out there for Eastern Florida State College, no doubt.
Yeah, huge out there. And once again, these pitchers starting to pitch out of some trouble, making their outings a little more stressful.
Trouble.
Hmm.
Base is still loaded. Now you've got Nick Gallo. Walked in the first and flied out to first in the third.
Palm Beach Gardens, hometown and high school for Gallo.
Came into this game batting .355. A home run and 20 RBIs. He'll take that one for a strike up in the zone.
There's that slider again. It rears its head, just, you know, beautiful one right on the corner, and then he'll plunk Isaacs in the back square. So I don't know. Maybe he's figuring it out.
Shows his confidence if he's throwing it with the bases loaded.
Yeah.
Wild pitch or a plunk. You go back to the effectively wild, not in the vein of Nuke Lelouch. Not at the point where you're going to hit the mascot.
All right.
1-1 the count on Gallo. Bases are loaded with 2 away. And swings a hot shot liner right to Vinny Capra, who gloves it, and Calvo out of the jam in the fourth. 0 runs on 1 hit and 3 left on base. And we remain 1-1 between the Titans and the Panthers.
And once again, Calvo pitching out of some trouble there. Defense having his back.
Well, there was a new award that was presented prior to this baseball game. It's called the Heart of a Titan Award. And the Vice President of Athletics, Jeff Carr, was there with Landis Anderson of the men's basketball team. And the Heart of a Titan Award recognizes a student athlete that excels in the classroom and in the athletic arena. And he's made a difference on the court and off the court as well, displaying resilience and in the face of great adversity. Landis Anderson, a fan favorite for Jeremy Schulman's basketball team that advanced to the national tournament this year, 6'6", 185 out of Tallahassee. Great story, Landis, born with Erb's palsy, a disability that basically renders his right arm useless for at least playing basketball and many other things, and still manages to do more with the one arm than most of us can do with 2. So congratulations to Landis Anderson. He is the 2015 Heart of a Titan Award winner.
Yeah, that's just
Plans
yeah, that's great, man. It's power forward or small forward on the basketball team, and just, you know, despite what he was born into or whatever situation, he seems to excel, and, you know, very, very happy for him.
He was the spark man after making second team all conference as a freshman. Now looking to apply his trade at a 4-year school, getting multiple offers, and when the basketball career is done, hopes to go to law school. So big things ahead for Mr. Anderson. Congratulations. True inspiration for everybody here at Eastern Florida.
Absolutely.
Big swing and better snag there by Danny Cepeda at third. As Diaz will be sent back to the bench. He was robbed.
And Diaz hit that one on the screws. Heads up play there by Cepeda. Sticking his glove out there, making the snag.
Quick reactions, no doubt. And that one fouled off the helmet of Guardacion. As Freddie Ramos steps aboard as he flied out to the left his first time up back in the first.
See if these coaches try to play the lefty-righty matchup as this game deepens. And they may have to go to the bullpen. And Ramos, very good left-handed hitter, has the advantage against the right-handed Delaney.
Freddie, a two-time high school MVP at Modern Lakes Academy, and fouls that one off. Listed his talent as a dog whisperer, but also plans to attend medical school. So we brought it up in a previous broadcast. Maybe a veterinary future.
I think that's what he's trying to connect those two dots with, but I don't know.
Did not list his hero as Cesar Milan. They're on the Animal Planet channel. The original dog whisperer. And we'll check his swing, and down he goes.
That was a great pitch there by Delaney. That fastball high and away. Ramos' eyes got real big on that one. Was unable to check his swing.
Well, that light's not going to work out well tonight. Smashed to smithereens there and left. Lights now on here at Bruce Bochy Field. Sun going down to our left behind us. Delaney now with 3 strikeouts, and that one is sent deep to left field as Miskowski goes back to the fence, jumps up, and it's out of here. Home run for Derek DeLear. Solo shot, his second home run of the season, and it makes it 2-1.
He sure did get a hold of that one. You could just tell off the barrel, a completely different sound and trajectory. That thing was hit a mile in the air.
2-out home run for Derek DeLear.
Now batting number 14, John Calvo.
Yeah, 2-out runs win championships. That's what I've always been told.
Capra will look to do him one better. We'll see. He takes that one for a strike. 1-1. So we look again at the long bomb from DeLear.
Miskowski
Try to judge it.
giving chase to it. Good effort, but just out of his reach.
Good job, good effort. Hit it just enough. 2 balls and a strike now. This run in on the one hit from DeLear. And we'll go the opposite field. Had Martinez frozen for a second, but able to get the put out, and Panthers get out of the inning. So fly out to 9. There's 1 run on 1 big hit, the DeLear home run. And the Titans have a 2-1 lead as we go to the top of the 5th inning.
It's got to be good for Calvo. Go out there. You know he's got to pitch with the lead. Let him relax, you know. Figure out his pitches. His offenses came to play today. Both offenses actually. I mean, there's been a lot of action early, both sides.
Calvo back out there looking for one of those easy innings that he had in his last outing. A number of 1, 2, 3, I believe 6 of them in that last outing. So we go back at the difference in this game right now, the DeLear home run.
Oh,
slow-mo replay.
Yeah. I think he knew. He was running out of the box, though. So he may have had one of those come back in once and was maybe hot dogging it because he was sprinting out of the box there. That's what you like to see. If you're a head coach, you don't want any hot dogging. You never know, man. Gets caught up in the wind out there. Before you know it, you have a long single because you were trotting first.
An egg on your face at the same time.
Yes, exactly. So
inning will start off with Martinez. Martinez walked and advanced to second, back in the third, takes a strike. Calvo Calvo with the lead, and now Roxon fires. It's outside a ball.
Yeah, I can't tell if Calvo's pitch more comfortably from the stretch or the windup. Usually that's something that, as a hitter, you can key on. If he's having more success from one to the other. That one missing the catcher completely. Throwing straight back to the backstop.
2 balls, a strike. Martinez sends it straight to Vinny Capra. It's short, throws on the first, and there is one away.
As Coach Tam said before the game, if his defense can play to his expectations, you know, I think every ground ball, or I think Tam is holding his breath, but after a couple blemishes early, his Capra boys all in the infield have seemed to regather themselves.
Guarnacion in his last at bat hit by a pitch. That time he'll take a hit, swing it straight to center. Silverio should make the play, and he does. And there are 2 out here in the 5th. This is the inning that Calvo needed. Yet to get him in order. We'll have a chance here as Giancarlo Cintron, the shortstop, will bat for the 3rd time, hitting to a 4-6-3 double play. The last time up.
On the other end, you got Delaney, who just had a fairly long inning. If he gets out of this one, send him back on the mound with hardly any rest.
One goes back to the backstop. 1-1.
Brian King taking a beating back there today. Another deflection off the mask.
A hard day at the office. Centrone will back out of the box. Settle back in as Calvo reaches the apex of the hill. 1-1. Roxon fires and is upstairs a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Calvo looking to go 1-2-3 for the first time this afternoon. And it will be popped up short right field. Calling him off is Gomez. Makes the catch, and there it is. The first 1-2-3 inning for Calvo in the Titans. And we go to the bottom of the 5th as Eastern Florida State College holding on to a 2-1 lead.
Calvo almost looking like he's gaining some momentum as the game goes on. Used to going so deep into these ball games that it's just second nature to him. Just go out there and throw a ton of pitches.
Mark Dakotas, our PA announcer and sports information director, just saying there's a long way to go.
Yes.
That goes without saying. We're on the campus of Eastern Florida State College. So glad you're with us here on WEFS TV. I'm Jeff Radcliffe alongside the former UCF Knight center fielder Alex Friedrich. So glad you're joining us here for baseball in a playoff environment. Big implications on the line for this one. If Titans can win both, they will more than likely win the Southern Conference. Can make the playoffs or be in good shape by splitting the series, depending on what happens in the other series going on simultaneously today and tomorrow between Broward and Miami-Dade College. So all but Indian River State College are playing for a lot here in these next 2 days. Top 2 teams in the 5-team conference make the state tournament. Third can make by winning a playoff game, beating a Panhandle team.
Yeah, it looks like Gulf Coast State College would potentially be that other 3rd place team for the play-in game.
Brandon Gomez, the right fielder, second time up. Looking at a double play, but had the RBI. Back in the second to even the score. He fouls that one off. In the bottom of the fifth, 2-1 Titans. And Gomez takes a strike. He's in a hole. Ball, 2 strikes.
See if Delaney come out here and throw more strikes. That's what he's done very consistently throughout the day, is throw strikes, and that's all you can do, and ask help for your defense. He gave up that solo shot last inning, but otherwise been fairly under control on the mound.
Gomez with 7 home runs leads the team. Is a chopper to Cepeda at third, and airmail over to first. So Gomez will make the turn and be in safely to second on the throwing error by Cepeda. That one was on DHL.
Yeah, really, man. Cepeda just, I think what he was doing, he took too much time after fielding the ball and realized, oh, I got to get rid of this, and I got to throw it firm, and just launched it.
Leadoff man now at second after this.
Yeah, just gets it off the end of the bat and hustling down the line. He just, you see right there, and goes, grabs for the elbow instantly. Hopefully everything's all right in that right arm for Cepeda, but I think he just needs to be a little quicker on the transition from his glove to his throwing arm.
The runner on second, here's Jeff Cordy. Former Mile High Bulldog will try to lay down the bunt, and it's fouled back. Jeff Cordy hopes for a future in law enforcement, despite his talent of tap dancing. Not sure if that means on the dance floor or just tap dancing around subject he doesn't want to talk about.
I don't know. He's got those metal cleats just running around here on all the...
His Gregory Hines impression. First team All-State at Melbourne. Look to lay down the bunt again, and that one's also fouled back. So he's down a ball, 2 strikes.
And like we spoke before, is the little thing, just like getting the sacrifice bunt down. And could be, well, Cordy being a left-handed hitter, you know, even with 2 strikes, if he's not bunting here, all he really needs to do is pull a ground ball to the right side to advance the runner. So that is an advantage for Cordy.
Pulls back the bunt that time. It's low a ball. Gomez a slight lead there at second. Oh, hop off the bag. Cordy will look to be a good 2-strike hitter here from that left side. Cordy batting .227. Transfer from USF. And we'll swing it on and foul it back to the left side. Over the crowd that it's assembled to our left side here at Bruce Brochy Field. Fine facility that's continuing to be a work in progress outside of the lines. Field is first rate. Press box, bleachers, and concessions and bathrooms. Final 2 pieces of the puzzle.
Very nice facilities, though. Great batting cages. And field playing surface is just incredible, I mean.
Ball, 2 strikes on the freshman catcher out of Melbourne, Jeff Cordy. And that one outside by a couple of inches. 2-2.
Delaney definitely recognizing that with the left-handed hitter in Cordy, knowing that he has to pull a ground ball to the right side. Everything's, for the most part, stayed outside.
And we'll pop it up left side. Plenty of foul territory to catch it, and unable to get it was Cepeda, who ran a country mile to get there from his third base spot. And will jog back to the infield.
Ultimately, not a bad end result to that play. Just if he were to make that catch, Gomez was tagging up at second base.
Nobody there to cover.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a tough you know, he would have a 360 or 180 real quick, throw it around while still fading away. So it would have been a tough play, but.
2-2 on Cordy. Runner at second is Gomez. Here's the pitch from Delaney. Checks the runner. And the delivery is fisted to the left side. Foul ball. Kind of flared out there and just hung.
Yeah, with 2 strikes, he's got a good approach. Just staying late. Don't let him beat you. Don't let you swing at anything, any kind of garbage here. But if there's one thing Delaney is good at, and that's pitching out of trouble.
Seen that time and time again here so far in this one. And that one just misses. And the count runs full on Cordy. Delaney beat Eastern Florida here 7-5 on the 31st of March. Gave up 3 earned runs in that game. Struck out 6. And 6 1/3, and good. Another piece of 2-strike hitting, staying alive is Cordy. Fouled that one back.
That's a good at bat here by Cordy. See who gives up.
Vinny Capra waiting on deck. Cordy swings, and it's going to be a base hit to right field. Moving over to third is Gomez. Good piece of 2-strike hitting. Jeff Cordy is aboard. Runners on the corners with none out here in the 5th.
To me, that was the at-bat of the game thus far. Just fighting back. Ultimately getting a base hit when at first going for the sacrifice bunt. Did not get the job done. Digs back in. Gets the count back to a reasonable count for the batter. And ultimately scoring a base hit there. So now runners on the corner with no outs.
9-hole hitter Vinny Capra here to trying to get it back to the top of the order. Maybe a big inning in store for the Titans here. Capra struck out looking back in the 3rd.
It's the 3rd time the Titans have had runners on the corners with no outs. Start an inning. That's where Anthony Delaney does most of his work.
Wide open stance here from Vinny. He'll try to lay down the bunt, offers at it. Pulls it back in time, 1-0. Try it again, pull that one back. 2 balls, no strikes on Vinny Capra.
Delaney wanted that one on the corner. Showing some frustration out on the mound. Trying to keep his composure, but
now he'll get a visit from to the mound. Basically a big conference. The whole team comes in, so to the coaches. So get people working in the bullpen. There is action. Looks like number 17, Nick Vespi, getting some work. The big left-hander, 6'3", 205 out of Boynton Beach. We'll get him warmed up. And the conference at the mound is over.
see if Vinny can find a barrel here. Not a big kid, but in a big spot.
No kidding.
At the moment.
And he will bunt again and pop it straight back. With the first strike of this at bat. Vinny, when he's not playing baseball, enjoys ultimate frisbee. Very common college intramural sport.
Right.
Can do some damage here with the bat. Runners on the corners, none out. Vinny Capra will swing and send it down the line. Look out, Jeff Tam. Little skip to Malou to get out of the way. And the count evens now at 2-2. Delaney could use a strikeout here.
He's done it before. Got himself out of some trouble already, so.
And gets the K as Capper's a strikeout victim for the second time, this time swinging. Fourth strikeout for Delaney. There's one away. We go to the top of the order, though, with Luis Silverio.
So for Delaney, runners on the corners with no outs. Now, all he is a ground ball away from getting out of this inning unscathed. Tell you what, he likes to pitch with runners on base or something.
Johnny dangerously.
Yes.
And there's a seeing eye single to right. That will score one run. Silverio the RBI as Brandon Gomez comes on down, and it's now 3-1.
A great piece of hitting, working very early. Got himself a pitch he can handle, punch it through the right side, and Cordy electing to stay on second base, not go first to third.
Let's see if we have the pitching change. It appears so. So close the book here on Anthony Delaney. He's on the hook for 3 runs. And now it's Nick Vespi, the freshman lefty. Get his warm-up tosses. And he'll have to pitch out of a jam with 2 on and 1 out here. Is what he inherits here in the bottom of the 5th.
Vespi, another guy with 20 walks on the season, so if he can, keep an eye on his control. He also has 55 strikeouts, so it looks like he controls his own destiny here if he can throw strikes.
So Delaney had things steaming right along, and then last couple of innings, the Titans able to rough him up just a touch, not to get him out of the game.
Right. Vespi, hometown, Boynton Beach.
From Elevate Academy, 4-1 on the season, 2 saves, 3.18 ERA. 45 in a third innings pitch, 20 walks, 55 strikeouts. It's a lot of walks. Healthy amount of Ks, though.
Yes.
Maybe he's effectively wild, as you mentioned before.
Yes. Freshman, huh? 205, 6'3".
Bringing in a lefty here. Change the look these batters see the ball coming from, especially also with his height, 6'3", changes the angle. How effective when you're a hitter? Well, when you were a hitter, you have to deal with a pitcher that's taller and coming from the other side. How big of an adjustment was that for you?
Well, the height thing is really more just, it feels like the ball just gets on you a lot quicker because they're releasing it so much later. They got the long arms and the length. It feels like they're just, peppering it to you. But as far as lefty and righty, that's just an approach thing that each hitter is different. But lefty on lefty, it's got to be tough. I mean, they don't see a ton of sliders, a ton of left-handed pitchers throughout the regular season. Now they got to deal with a big 6'3" lefty.
Nick Capra will take a strike on the first pitch from Nick Vespi. Capra grounded out to second, his last at bat back in the third, and he'll take that one outside for a ball. 1-1.
For Vespi to be effective with that pitch against a left-handed batter, he needs to make sure he gets that over the plate and not so far outside, because still the illusion of it being a fastball.
There's a first and second for Nick. He'll chop it to the right side, gloved by Gutierrez, throws on to second, and it's a double play, but the runner moves to third.
Yeah, it was a good try. Got the lead runner at second base.
No, just the lead runner, yeah.
Yeah, the lead runner at second base, and then nobody was there to cover, so.
Wasn't sure if he had made the tag on the base, but did not. So safe is Capper at first. My apologies.
Yeah, Centrone with a good heads-up play there. Pump faking back to first and keeping an eye on, who is it? Cordy at third base.
Well, Silverio, you got the most dangerous runner erased there at second. So 2 away here. Runners on the corners for Christian Diaz. So a hard liner to third his last at bat last inning. That Cepeda been a nice play on.
Yeah, Diaz just trying to get out of that funk that he seems to have been in this year.
Diaz, again, the first team All-Stater a year ago.
It's not uncommon to see guys go through a little sophomore slump, and he's a good ball player. He's holding his own, hitting in the 3-hole still. Don't get me wrong, he's no slouch. I'm sure he had a little higher expectations.
Credit to Jeff Tam, moved him up and down the lineup to get him to see different pitches. Takes a strike there. He's down a ball, 2 strikes. 2 away. Ducks on the pond though. 3-1 ball game. And goes down swinging. So Vespi gets out of the jam, but a run comes home on 2 hits and an error in that inning. 2 runners left. It is a 3-1 ball game. The Titans continue to lead. We'll be back on WEFS TV.
This is where we're building the future. This is where we meet the challenge, where leaders emerge and careers take flight. This is where you discover new opportunities. Choose to stand where excellence lives, where Titans rise. Eastern Florida State College. Choose dedicated faculty, exciting programs where excellence lives, where Titans rise. Eastern Florida State College.
Back at Bruce Bochy Field in Melbourne, campus of Eastern Florida State College. And big swing there to start off the 6th inning for the Panthers. Just a long strike for Carlos Diaz. 3-1 our score. Diaz will. The 0-1 as Calvo continues to work. Go deep into this game. We're in the 6th. So glad you're with us here on WEFS TV. Jeff Radcliffe, Alex Friedrich, and our entire crew. 3rd and final baseball broadcast of the season. And just misses inside. Ball, 2 strikes. Made the observation, Alex, he seems to be getting stronger as the game draws deeper.
Yeah, and it's funny, and you don't normally see it that way, but like you said, he's on the strikeout there with that slider that he seemed to have some trouble with early on in the game, has stuck with it throughout the middle part of this ball game and is starting to figure it out, I believe. And yeah, like I said, he's used to going deep into these ball games, so I think he's just now getting comfortable out there after throwing quite a few pitches.
Believe it or not, that was his first strikeout of this contest. Comes in the 6th inning. 1 away for Kendrick Gutierrez. who doubled in his last at-bat. And first pitch swinging here, settling under will be Gomez. He's got it, and there are 2 away.
The difference between that at-bat, Gutierrez, and the one before is he just got under that one a hair. The other one got on top of it enough to keep it down and kept it down the right field line, and ultimately resulting in a double.
Well, if there's one guy you want to get out, it will be Todd Isaacs, a normal leadoff hitter in the 8 hole in this game. Again, if he gets on board, it's an instant stolen base, among the league leaders in the nation. And swings to that pitch. Calvo starting to find that groove. He had 6 straight games, did Isaacs, with a stolen base in the month of February. And there he'll swing away to that gap and left, but it's caught by Diaz, who read it all the way. 1, 2, 3, second straight inning in which Calvo has the runners and batters sent down in order as the Titans continue to lead 3-1. We go to the bottom of the 6th.
Vespi jumping right back on the mound. Not a lot of rest between innings there, but pitching in relief, so should have plenty of energy to go around. You saw in his first appearance in the last half inning, he was using the slider and the fastball both very effectively. Have yet to see the changeup, but
let's see if we see it this inning. A winning record in the classroom is as important for student athletes as on the field. Eastern Florida offers more than 100 degrees and programs, including bachelor's degrees, associate's degrees, and providing them excellent opportunities in today's fastest growing career fields. An academic advisor also works closely with the student athletes to achieve success. To learn more, visit easternflorida.edu and become a Titan today. Go to the top of the 7th, and a game that's starting to pick up the pace as far as the speed of the game. Sorry, bottom of the 6th, excuse me. Trying to spur it along even quicker. It'll be Ramos, Delir, and Capra here against Vespi, and he throws a strike.
Ramos, big lefty, wide frame, wide stance. He's got some pop in his legs. You can tell he keeps a strong base about him, but now with the lefty-lefty matchup, down early 0-2.
Struck out his last at-bat. We'll take that one. Just misses outside. A ball, 2 strikes. Power pitch comes in, fouled off.
Way to fight that off, staying alive.
Ramos, team leader in RBIs, has the bases empty here, though. Tries to stay alive, chops it to first base. Gutierrez will run under, and the unassisted put out. 1 away.
Good hustle there. Ramos, let's see if Delir try to lose one again.
A hero so far with that home run to give the Titans the lead back in the 4th. Since tacked on another one. He'll take that one for a ball as we go back to the 4th. He took a big old swing, sent it over the left field wall, made a deposit on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, they're definitely pitching him a little differently. Start him off with a slider there. Not letting him guess on another fastball, connecting.
And a pitch around the designated hitter. And quickly, 3 balls, no strikes. Delir gets on. He can steal a base, has 4 of them. Here's a 3-0 taking all the way for a strike. Vespi, the second pitcher in the game for the Panthers. And boy, nearly has his head taken off up the middle. Can he get there on the base hit? No. Great play there defensively by the Panthers to keep him off the base paths.
Yeah, Centron really staying with that. It's kind of hard to see. It looked like it jammed him, which wasn't hit. The ball wasn't hit as hard as it sounded, but Centron not giving up on that, going to his left, making a tough throw over to first, and once again another great stretch by Gutierrez using that 6'5" frame of his to complete the out.
6-3, and then that's chopped left side. It is a foul ball as John Capra will be the 2-out hitter. Capra sacrifice bunt back in the second and fly it out to right in the fourth. The big lefty wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, he's
pulls the string on that one for a strike.
Yeah, he's got a very good mechanics from what I can see. He's just throwing strikes too. That's all you need to do. Throw strikes, make him put the ball in play.
Doesn't bite on that one. Ball 2 strikes on Capra. 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th as the Titans lead it by just a 2-run margin. Takes that one for a ball. Good eye.
Yeah, that was a very good eye on both those pitches. Very, very good pitches down in the zone. Checks off, extends the at-bat.
Takes another inside. 3 in a row, and now it's full.
A good miss by Vespi. Keep the hitter uncomfortable in the box.
Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on left side, base hit for John Capra.
That was a great at-bat also.
Worked his way back in it.
Yeah, Vespi's just controlling, the tempo of the entire at-bat. But Capra said, all right, well, all one better you here within the base knock. 2 outs.
2-out single for Capra aboard for the first time this afternoon as we head into the evening. And now's Brandon Gomez. Heavy hitter here. 7 home runs this season. And he'll chop it left. Gomez singled and scored back in the 5th.
Capra just reaching out with almost like a 2-strike swing, trying to maybe just foul that one off, and gets enough barrel on it to find a hole through the 6-hole.
The 0-1 foul tipped. Goes for strike 2.
Still nobody up in the bullpen for the Titans of Eastern Florida.
Gonna ride Calvo as long as he can, knowing there's a big game tomorrow as well. Upstairs, taken for a ball. 1-2.
It's a good waist pitch now. Look for something low. Try to change the eye level once again.
Runner goes and sent up the middle, and they had the second baseman Gallo going one way, and that's going to move the runner to third. So Capra to third on a nice 2-out single by Gomez.
Beautiful call there by Tam. That play gets set up basically for the steal. I mean, gets a second baseman. Gallo out of position, of which a play that he may have routinely made if not having to cover. Yeah.
Said it a lot tonight. Runners on the corners here. And Cordy back at the plate. Last time up had a single.
Two out RBIs win championships.
And he'll swing away, and there is an RBI right field. This will score at least one as Capra comes down. Rounding third, headed for home is Gomez, and he will be safe. Stand-up double for Jeff Cordy, 2 RBIs, and it's now 5-1.
Beautiful hit, man. That thing was crushed. Cordy all over that pitch. Gomez may need some oxygen going first to home. He was trucking, man, but
Now at the plate, number 17, Vinny Calvo.
3 straight hits with 2 outs. You were just saying 2 out hits win championships.
that's right. That's right.
Game starting to get away from Vespi and the Panthers. 3 straight hits, 2 singles, and now the double by Cordy. That dugout fired up to our left. This is Capra. And we'll chop that one. He's down 0-2 here. Damage has been done.
You can feel the momentum heavily favoring on the Eastern Florida Titans side of the field at the moment.
Big 6th inning here for the home side. And Capra will swing and a miss. Second strikeout there for Vespi ends the inning. But not before 2 runs come home on 3 hits. Runner is left on base, and after 6, it is 5-1 Titans.
Very impressed with the offense that the Titans are displaying today, and really these pitchers have just kind of got themselves into trouble with 2 outs and even to start innings, and it could be a lot worse, quite frankly, for Palm Beach. I mean, almost seems every inning that Eastern Florida has a runner in scoring position.
Calvo will come back out. Has the lead and is lined for a victory. Has not been an easy game for him, but he's tough as nails hanging in there.
Yeah, you see that 1 run, and it's like, wow, he must be shut out today, but it's really got himself into trouble and got himself out of trouble. So it's been very up and down, like you said. It's not as easy as just looking up at the scoreboard, seeing only 1 run given up.
So it was Capra and then Gomez, the singles. And then Cordy, ball to right field, trailing away from Martinez. That scored both runners. And Cordy had 2 RBIs on the 1 swing of the bat.
Yeah, Gomez going to be walking out to right field to hold that position down after that, going first to home. It's good base running, though. He was right on contact out the gate. 2 outs.
4-run lead for Eastern Florida State College, but playing a team in Palm Beach that is one of the best hitting teams in the state. So not out of the woods by any stretch with 3 innings to go.
Currently still in first place is Palm Beach, so
that may could be a tie by the end of the night. It's Eastern Florida 15-11 coming into this one in the league, and Palm Beach 16-10, so they would be at a dead heat atop the standings with a game to play. This result would hold for Eastern Florida. Cepeda will be the first batter of the 7th inning, followed by Miskowski and Gallo. And takes a first pitch strike as Calvo continues to pour things on as we get late in the innings.
he's kind of catching his groove here. We can almost just see it in front of our eyes, just out there, a little more relaxed, just still throwing that slider now for strikes and getting ahead with his fastball.
Cepeda will take that one inside for a strike, turned away from it, and it caught the corner. 1-2. Cepeda, just a freshman out of Weston.
Made a couple good plays at third base. Had that one overthrow.
Putting it lightly.
Yes.
2-2. Calvo locking in. And it's swung on, foul ball, left side.
There's points like this in the game where it may slow down and you'd be out in defense and you may lose a little bit of focus and stuff. It's just you got to have these guys chirping on the field. There's not a lot of communication going out there, but I think one of the things that helps teams be successful through the entire 9 innings of a baseball game is constant communication, having your shortstop going, hey, you know, no outs. You know, everybody just communicating on the field keeps everybody alert and, you know, ready to make that first step.
Here's a payoff pitch down the line, fair ball. So Cepeda will start things off with an extra base hit, perhaps, as he slides in safe to second, and there he is. So a double to start the inning for Palm Beach.
Cepeda said, we ain't giving up yet. We are still number 1. Leadoff double down the line. Good effort there by Nick Capra, laying out, getting dirty, but about a glove length short.
Brings Eric Miskowski to the plate for the 4th time. Has yet to reach. And that one just misses outside. It's a ball, no strikes on Miskowski, the left fielder. Ground out to go with a couple of flyouts.
With a 4-run deficit, not a real threat for the sacrifice bunt in this situation, whereas if the game was tied, it'd be completely different.
Strike thrown by Calvo. Miskowski went 2 for 4 with a run and run batted in that win against Eastern Florida on the 1st of April. And he gets plunked. That will put another runner aboard as Miskowski finally reaches base. And Calvo put him there.
Yeah, that was a dangerous one, a little up and in. Those are the ones that get a little.
It's the 3rd hit by pitch issued by Calvo.
Tell you what, we said it before the inning, is he's got out of some trouble, but he kind of put himself in the trouble.
And bullpen up and running for Eastern Florida. Like Miguel Castellanos was there. Just getting stretched out. Got a 4-run lead. Don't want to leave him out there too long.
Right. It's a tough decision for managers. When to pull a guy, when not to pull a guy, and it's always, you know, hindsight's 20/20, or you know, it's, oh, you should have taken him out, right? Okay, but if you leave him in and he does well, he gets ripped, and yeah, it's just one of those things that only the head coach knows his guy, knows his situation, knows what he has in the bullpen, and.
Well, it's not like he's getting hit hard here. You had the hit by pitches are certainly a problem, but the first run on board was a ball down the line.
Right. He hasn't. He's got plenty of these little pop-ups that just get him
out of a jam, and it's handled by Vinny Capra. There's one away as the runners will stay at 1st and 2nd.
It's got to be deflating for the Palm Beach dugout when you got runners on 1st and 2nd trying to rally a little, and then first pitch swinging, pop it up, shallow shortstop. You know, if they could just string a few of these together, that's really all you need.
Have them for 8 runners left on base so far. Swing fouled off to the left side. Runners will give chase, but nobody will catch it. Near side to the TV production area. Our crew maybe hearing a plunk on the roof.
You could tell that this is a home field as every single person on the left side gives chase to that ball, knowing that they got a chance to catch it with these deep foul territories.
It's like Chavez Ravine. It's Dodger Stadium. Martinez now down 0-1. Calvo delivers and another pop-up. This will be playable. Running in and making the catch is Christian Diaz, and there are 2 away.
Diaz seemed very surprised he caught that baseball.
Looking right up into the sun.
Kind of just, who caught that, me or you? Or what? Didn't realize he almost hit him in the head. Looks like the sun dropping to the left could
Be
create
trouble for a right fielder.
right fielder, or even like the second baseman if a double play comes from the third baseman. One of those.
Guardacion. He will chop it left side as the bottom dropped out. Calvo trying to get out of the jam here. Just an out away from doing so. Guardacioni flied out in the 5th, hit by a pitch in the 3rd. So yet to get aboard. Leads the team with .356 batting average. Going down in this contest. Outside of ball. 1-1.
Sure, Tam would just love to get him through this 7th inning and then close
Bring
it
on
out.
relief.
Yeah, that's usually, if your starting pitcher can go 7, that's a steal. You'll take that every day.
You can get the W today. You can go for broke tomorrow. Use the entire staff if you want to. Last game of the regular season. There's a strike from Calvo. He's ahead in the count of ball, 2 strikes on Guardacion.
I'm glad he figured out that slider, man, because earlier it was some trouble. He's starting to correct his, and now we just look for the Palm Beach lineup to adapt to it.
Oh, just missed. Wanted that call, did not get it. Tough to lay off if you're Franco Guardacion.
That's a tough one there.
Twos across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Stretch in the pitch. Foul to the right side.
Yeah, he was on that pitch there. Fastball outside edge. Calvo not wanting to bring it inside, get his hand extended, could quickly cut the deficit if he were to lose one here.
Cepeda at second. That one gets away from Cordy, but the runners will stay put. And the count is now full.
Excellent defensive play to keep that in front by Cordy. Agile behind the dish.
Kowski at first, Cepeda at second. At the plate is Guardacion. Quite an at bat so far. Runners will be going here.
This could be his last batter. Doesn't get him out.
Steps off. Runners back. Perhaps the hit and run on here. No, not with 2 out.
Runners will be moving, so base
Already,
hit.
yeah. And chop to the left side, and a force out at third ends the inning, much to the chagrin of Cepeda. And Calvo, the magician, gets out of another, we'll call it a jelly, not quite a jam this time.
Yeah, that was a little testy play there by Capra, not even attempting to throw it to first. You'd like to see him step on the bag and, have confidence in that being an out, but also get rid of that baseball, get a third just in case he's called safe. Then you're stuck with bases loaded and an opportunity passed.
Take another look at it. There's 2 runners stranded now. Cepeda, did he get there? And nope. Good call.
Yep, good call. Yeah, a little hesitation there by Cepeda. You got to know with 2 outs, you're going full speed right there. Already moving on the pitch.
Sun reflected on the water. Out over the fence. As daytime turns to nighttime here in Brevard County. 5-1 ball game. As the Titans have struck for a run in the 2nd, a run in the 4th, run in the 5th, and 2 in the last inning in the 6th. In the 7th, and it'll be the leadoff hitter, Luis Silverio. And still pitching is Vespi. Take a look at the King Center, the Performing Arts, off in the distance, as Silverio takes a strike. We're in the bottom of the 7th. And that one hit him. So our umpire, Brian King, said hit him on the hand.
Yeah, that was a... I saw it coming up and in quick. I just wasn't sure if he got out of the way fast enough, and he appeared not to have, and he'll take his free base.
It's the 5th hit by pitch total. Combine both sides in this one. Somewhat unusual to have 5 of those in a game.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Those are all free bases.
That was Nick Capra. Just on a fielder's choice back in the 5th. Singled and was caught stealing in the 1st. Now square to bunt and pull it back. The speedy Silverio at first. In his 21 stolen bases. Injured his arm a couple of weeks ago making a diving grab, so missed a couple of games, but now back to full health and back in the lineup at the right time. Here's the bunt. It's a good one, laid down to the right side. Silverio on to second, and there is no play. It's Capra is safe at first. A little miscommunication there, and there are 2 aboard with none out here in the 7th.
The old push bunt. I mean, he just pulled it with him, actually, from the left side. From the right side, it's called a push bunt. That one he pulled with him right in no man's land to the left of the pitcher's mound and in between the mound and first base, whereas the first baseman and the pitcher kind of looked at each other to see who was going to field that.
Nobody was.
Nobody home to cover the bag as Capra hustles down the line.
Stretch from Vespi, looking to bunt again is Diaz, left fielder. Lined out to 3rd in between 2 strikeouts in his first 3 at-bats. Diaz looking to bunt again. And lays it down right to the pitcher Vespi. Looks to throw to 3rd and his only play at first, and he gets the out, but runners move. Both have advanced to 2nd and 3rd.
Silverio, good base running there. Speed on 1st and 2nd before that play started, so it'd be a tough play to get the lead runner on a sacrifice bunt. It would almost have to be a very firm bunt, which that one was dead just enough to get the job done.
Diaz indeed did that. Got the job done. Runners in scoring position, 2 of them on the pond for Ramos here, the big hitter. And he will take a ball. It was a big looping breaking ball, missed the target. Freddie Ramos in the 4-hole here for Coach Jeff Tam tonight. And he'll swing away and send it to the gap in center. It's got a chance to get to the fence, and it does. It will clear the bases. 2 more runs will come on down. A stand-up double for Freddie Ramos, and it is 7-1.
I tell you what, hitting is contagious, and these Titan batters are in there saying, I want to hit, passing the bat. And he squared that one up to the left center gap with a lefty-lefty matchup. Locked in.
And still just 1 out. lead to another pitching change. So Vespi's night is done. Got cranked there by Ramos, whose first hit was a big one. So 2 RBIs for Freddie. And now game completely in control of the home team, the Titans.
Nice little pitch up and away, gets on top of it enough. He's got no shot to make that grab out in left center field as he walks into second base with an excellent piece of hitting. And it's, you know, just what Coach Tam talks about is hitting in the clutch. And with runners in scoring position, what are you going to do? Are you going to sac fly? Or are you going to hit a double and keep this inning going? That's exactly what he does.
All started with a hit by pitch that put Silverio aboard, and now the third pitcher in the game will be Lipinski, number 28, 6'2", 200 out of Douglas High School in Parkland. Right-hander, 5-0 record with a save, a 2.00 ERA in 36 innings pitched, has 10 walks and 34 strikeouts. So he'll look to put out the fire here and minimize the damage as they're already trailing by 6.
And coming back to the right side, so another adjustments to be made for the Titan lineup. But really, they just need Lipinski to get him out of this inning, and if they want any chance of getting back in this ball game, they got to start swinging the bats themselves. And the way Calvo's been pitching, it's going to be tough, but they are the #1 team for a reason, so cannot be taken lightly.
Now at the plate, number 6. Designated hitter Derek DeLear.
So here's DeLear, who had the big home run back in the 4th. Has 2 runs scored in this one as he was hit by a pitch in the 2nd and came around to score. And takes a strike this time. Lipinski ahead in the count, 0-1.
Lipinski, fastball slider pitcher. We'll work both pitches. We'll throw them both for strikes.
Right now, ahead in the count, 0-2.
Uses the slider, 2 right-handed batters, and we'll experiment with the changeup to the lefties.
Swing and a miss. And down on strikes goes Derek DeLear.
Now batting number 14, second baseman John Calvo.
Came in, 3 pitches. Doing his job in relief is Lipinski.
Two away. Runner on second as Ramos will be chopped in the infield. Be a tough play. Throw is made in time. And Capra is put out at first.
And this Palm Beach team is showing flashes of that first place ranking that they hold currently. Excellent play there by Citron. That's not an easy play. Slow roller. Great transfer. Get the ball over there, and then once again, Gutierrez with the stretch. Looks like they're electing to keep Calvo on the mound here for the top of the 8th.
Again, if you're just joining us, Eastern Florida in control here at the top of the 8th. If they hold on for this one, puts them in a good position to make the playoffs. They will play this Palm Beach team again tomorrow on the road to close out the regular season. See if we can get you a score update from Miami-Dade and Broward. All 4 teams alive for a playoff spot.
That's pretty crazy, man.
This result holds. It will be Eastern Florida taking first place away from Palm Beach for the first time this season.
Yeah, coming into the last 2 games of the season, having all top 4 of your 5 teams in your conference playing for the rights to go to the playoffs. So safe to say competition is tight down here. And these guys just beat each other up all season long, and then
Now batting number 2 is Cintron.
assess the damage at the end of the season.
Cintron, who made the last out there at shortstop, will settle in to lead off this 8th inning for the Palm Beach Panthers, who trailed by 6 runs. Calvo starting to mow them down. A little trouble in the last inning after 2 1-2-3 innings in the 5th and 6th, but still out there and in command. And swinging a miss, strike 2.
There's that slider again.
He's just kept at it.
That's right, and this is shaping up to be a very good start for him.
Comes right back to Calvo. Will throw on to first. And there is one away as Cintron's retired. 1-3 that one goes. Carlos Diaz will be the second hitter in the inning.
This Palm Beach lineup, they really just need to get something going here, even if it's a little too late for them today. It's even just carries over to next game and in the playoffs. These games mean a lot to these ball players. And momentum is everything in baseball. So regardless, they tack on a couple here, carry that over tomorrow. They're playing at home.
Whew. 2 straight up in the strike zone as Diaz is now down 0-2. You surprised that he's got that velocity still as we're now in the 8th. And 3 straight swing and a miss. And it's a strikeout. Just the 2nd strikeout now for Calvo. He's like wine. He just gets better as he matures through the game.
Yes, and he has. And with the velocity comment earlier, at the beginning of the game, I would have said, yeah, I'll probably be pretty surprised. But as this one's gone on, I expected nothing but a strong 8th inning from him. That's what we're getting so far with 2 outs.
This is Kendrick Gutierrez. 1 for 2. Had a sac fly back in the 2nd, a double, and now a base hit. So 2-out hit for Kendrick Gutierrez, who's on the second for the 2nd time, doubled back in the 4th.
Now coming in plate number 10, Isaacs.
Now you've got Todd Isaacs, the 8-hole hitter tonight.
Isaac's been on base a couple times, but most of the time had a runner in front of him, so stealing bases hasn't been much of anything that the Titans have had to worry about. Especially with a lead like this, you're not going to try to run yourself out of any innings or create any unnecessary outs.
It's the Panthers' only RBI in this one as he goes the opposite way, foul ball.
He's going to have to do it with his bat.
Oh, 0-1 on Todd Isaacs. Does lead the nation in sacrifices. He's swinging away here, though, down 6 runs. Seven, 1. 1 run each in the 2nd, 4th, and 5th for the Titans. Then 2 apiece in the 6th and 7th. Bats coming alive at the right time of the season for Jeff Tam's crew.
It's safe to say that Palm Beach has had their chances offensively also.
That one drilled to left field. That's going to be a tough play. Will go to the fence. And it will be a stand-up double for Isaacs as Gutierrez advances to 3rd on the play. So after being 2 quick outs, Calvo now back-to-back hits.
Isaacs not giving up yet. And just like I said, momentum. Something to be said about that. And even though this game is equated to something quite different, but huge effort there in the left field by Diaz, but loses his glove. Don't need that to make the throw, so gets it in. Good effort. Looked like he was going to try to lay out for that one, but just out of his reach.
Now the 9-hole hitter, Danny Cepeda. As there is action once again in the Eastern Florida bullpen. And he'll go opposite way and twisting foul.
Not quite enough air under that one for Gomez to run under, secure a catch.
Cepeda doubled his last at bat. Was left stranded. Calvo worked his way out. And there's a strike right down Broadway. 0-2 to Cepeda. He's got ducks on the pond, second and third in the form of Gutierrez and Isaacs. And if Palm Beach has any hopes of getting back in this one, you got to score those 2 runs.
Absolutely. 2 out RBIs, goes for both sides.
And it will be a ball. Count goes to 1-2.
A lot of pitches to waste here. Calvo. 1-2 count. You don't want to give him something that he can handle with 2 strikes on him. See if he can make him extend the strike zone and swing at a potential ball.
2 from Calvo, swing and a miss, strike 3. And the inning is over. Couple of hits, and again, runners left by the Panthers, and Calvo out of a jam once again. 7-1 the score as we go to the bottom of the 8th.
And I think that might be his last inning. Maybe getting some relief.
Big hugs all around. A brave performance here for Blair Calvo, in line to get another win this week as he did last Tuesday. Much different fashion this time. Really had to work and labor out there, and he just hung in. A warrior.
That's exactly right. Numerous times having runners first and second, no outs. Also, Palm Beach got to be a little better with their execution, but Calvo throwing a gem for Coach Tam as he just gave him a hug as exiting the field.
And Panthers down to their final 3 outs, but gotta keep the Titans off the board here from extending it.
Yeah, Lipinski had a fairly decent outing last half. Just you want to try to minimize damage here, keep it within striking distance as much as possible.
Leading off for the Titans, number 1.
It will be the 7, 8, 9 hitters here in the bottom of the 8th. Gomez, Cordy, and Capra. Gomez has reached home plate in his last 2 trips to the plate. Went all the way around, singled and scored in the 5th, singled and scored in the 6th. Base is empty, and he'll have another base hit. 3-hit night. Digging for second, and he's in there. So a double for Brandon Gomez.
That's good hustle to stretch that one to a double with Isaacs, a very active center fielder, hustling over to that one, making a beautiful throw, but hustling right out of the box was Gomez. And yes, very, very eventful night for Gomez.
Gomez making a case for player of the game here. Had the first RBI of the game. It was a double play he hit into, but the other 3 at-bats, he's all gotten them on board. And now, small ball perhaps to manufacture some more here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, you can never have too many insurance runs. So, crazier things have happened. And a 6-run deficit erased.
Cordy doubled in his last time up. And a single in the 5th. Big 2 RBI double in the 6th.
2 outs, I believe, wasn't it? Yeah.
What point do you want to save some of these runs for tomorrow?
Exactly.
Right back to Lipinski. He'll throw to third, and that will put out Gomez, who was running on the play, but Cordy is aboard on a fielder's choice.
Good play to get the lead runner there. Gomez is taught in batting practice, if you're doing base running, is try to freeze if it's right back at the pitcher, but it's a very tough thing to do because you're also taught to go if it's on the ground to your left, which would be the pitcher, but it's just one of those where you kind of get caught up in the middle if you don't freeze. And
put out 1-5 on the fielder's choice. There's 1 away here in the 8th, and Vinny Capra, the 9-hole hitter, will look to bring it back to the top of the order for Jeff Tam's crew. He'll swing and miss at that one. It's even at a ball and a strike with Cordy at first. Luis Silverio on deck. Turned a hit by pitch into a run last inning. That one low a ball. Capra moves ahead. Pinsky checks the runner and sends it plateward. Fouled off, 2-2.
Vinny has seemed a little frustrated. His plate appearances today. I mean, good for him to get a nice little knock here, get his confidence back.
3 strikeouts and 3 plate appearances. Avoid the golden sombrero here. Inside a ball. Count is full. Forget about those 3 strikeouts if you can get a hit here.
That's right.
Take it upstairs, and he draws a walk. 2 aboard here with 1 away in the 8th.
Now batting, number 15.
Patient approach pays off for Capra. We go back to the top of the order. And Luis Silverio, 5th at-bat of the contest. A couple of singles and a hit by pitch to go with a foul out to left field. Takes a strike on the upper inside corner.
Get me over curveball for strike 1.
Silverio will send it high in the sky. Should be out number 2. Calling for it is the shortstop Cintron. And Silverio is retired. 2 away.
Now to plate, number 16, the third baseman.
Not always the shortstop's ball there. It didn't look like Miskowski was rushing in too fastly to try to call him off, but very impressed with Cintron's play at shortstop today. He's a very good defensive player.
Capra steps in with 2 out here. And we'll take a ball. As Cordy at second and his little brother Vinny at first. The open stance, swing and a miss. 1-1. Pinsky certainly taking his time. Certainly knows the danger that Eastern Florida has provided with 2 outs in this game.
Yes, good point. Definitely a lot of runs have been scored with 2 outs, and not a lot of runs have been scored with runners in base with less than 2 outs. So it's kind of
figure.
Vice versa, what you usually see on a nightly basis.
Strike call, and Capra and a 1-2 hole here. 2 away, 2 on. Capra will take all the way, And count evens at 2-2, ball outside.
Dirty uniforms, all white. That's how these boys came out playing hard today.
Chopped up the middle. Will it get through? Unable to handle it is Cintron. And everybody's safe. Bases are loaded.
Of course, right when I sing Cintron's praises, boots went off the glove, but probably could have been called a base hit also, even if he were to field it cleanly and make a throw. It's my opinion.
Home scorekeeper, I'm sure, would give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Chopper left side. As Cordy reached out for her, that wouldn't have been wise.
I feel like if Diaz is going to break out of this little funk he's been in, right now is a good time to do it. No pressure. You got a nice lead. A couple runners on the pond.
Diaz did not go. 1-1. Christian's favorite book, Jurassic Park. And takes it upstairs.
Pinsky getting away with a hanger there. Even though it's a ball, it's not a bad pitch to swing at. It's at your chest.
Oh, and inside a ball. Book maybe Jurassic Park. Favorite movie? Fight Club. I'm hoping to show some fight here. 3-1. Bases loaded. 2 out.
Walks a run.
First rule of Fight Club: get a base hit. And takes a strike looking. Count is full. Everybody be moving here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded. Cordy at third, Capra at second. Nick Capra at first. And strike 3 looking. Thought he had the ball. And for once, Titans leave them loaded. 3 left. Couple hits, no runs, and we go to the top of the 9th. 7-1 Eastern Florida. They look to close it out here. A couple of hits. Now Palm Beach is figuring now you know how we feel.
Yeah, it's they look a little deflated over there, but hey, you know, it's still 3 outs to be made, and you never be too sure with baseball. It's not like you go into the last 2 minutes of a basketball game and you're losing, you know, by 25 points. This is baseball where time is not a factor. You just run out of outs eventually.
New pitcher in to close it out is going to be Miguel Castellanos, a Venezuelan sophomore. Pitches from the right side, 6'3", 195. He's got a 3-0 record with a save to his credit, 2.10 ERA, and 25 2/3 innings pitched, 2 walks and 19 strikeouts. And being from Venezuela, favorite sports, soccer and Formula 1. And we'll try to close this baby out. Remember the Venezuelan youth national team as well. He will face the top of the order, Miskowski, then Gallo and Martinez.
Leading off for the Panthers, Miskowski.
Panthers down to their final 3 outs. And then they will have to look ahead to the rematch tomorrow in Palm Beach. Taking care of business at home are the Titans here on a Tuesday night. And a strike from Castellanos. Picked up a save in his last game against Broward. And swing and a miss. 0-2 is Miskowski in a hole here in the ninth. And goes all the way to the backstop. Ball, 2 strikes on Miskowski. Unofficially have Palm Beach State College with 11 men left on base. Will be swung on and sent back foul. Castellanos delivers, swung on right to shortstop, handled by Vinny Capra on to first, and Ramos gets the put out. There is one away here in the ninth. Miskowski 0 for 4 with a hit by pitch. He closes his account in this game most likely. Now it's Nick Gallo. Flying out the short in his last at bat. Did earn a walk in the first inning. One time he's reached base. Calvo, who went 3 for 4 the last time he faced Eastern Florida State College. Not so tonight. Been a different story. As Blair Calvo did what he needed to do. And now Castellanos looking to finish things off. There's a strike. 2 balls and a strike now on Gallo. Swung on, sent foul right side. It'll be a long run, and Gomez can't quite get to that one. Two and two. Another ball fouled back right side, out of play. Castellanos, native of Venezuela, but played high school baseball here in the state of Florida at Grandview Prep. There's the 2-2 to Gallo. Just missed the outside corner. And the count is full on the second baseman. Sophomore out of Palm Beach. And draws a 1-out walk. Extend this game for Gabe Martinez with 1 away. Got a runner aboard. Martinez 0 for 3 with a walk. Martinez, the sophomore right fielder, leads the team with 12 doubles, batting .354. Number's going to go south tonight. And we'll take that pitch low for a ball. Castellanos is having trouble finding the strike zone here. There's the 1-0 from the stretch. Down low, a ball. Get a visit from Ramos. Just settle down. Plenty of runs to work with. 2 outs is all it takes. And now quickly the 3-0, and now we'll get a visit from Jeff Cordy. Nobody in the Eastern Florida State College bullpen at the moment. Three and 0. Big pitch here for Castellanos, and throws that one for a strike. Three-one on its way. Runner at first, 1 out. Swung on, sent high in the air. Settling under will be Diaz to provide the second out of the inning. Martinez is retired while Gallo continues to wait at first. And down to their final out are the Panthers. Last hope comes down to Franco Guardacion. Only reached base by a hit by pitch back in the third, otherwise 0 for 3. So this heavy hitting lineup of Panthers really stymied tonight by Blair Calvo. Also just couldn't finish. Had the runners on, left them on base. Timely hitting of big point of contention this time of year, especially if you're Kyle Forbes now. Swung on, fouled straight back. Cordy will settle under and make the catch, and that's the ball game. There is a two-way tie atop the Southern Conference. Eastern Florida State College now level with Palm Beach. They beat them tonight 7-1 with a game to play. Big win for the Titans. 7-1 the final. So Guardacion, the final out of this one. Big win for this program. In front of a nice home crowd. And the two will shake hands and will renew the rivalry tomorrow down in Palm Beach. Panthers have been in first place throughout the duration of the season. Now they have company. Send it down now to send it to Alex Friedrich now, who's got the star of the game.
How's it going, guys? Joined on field here with Blair Calvo. Excellent start. Strong 8 innings, 1 earned run. What was working for you today?
Oh, well, I didn't really get my slider established early. It wasn't feeling right. So I just kind of pounded with the fastball, and then I got it going around the 4th or 5th, and then just went from there.
Yeah, I noticed your curveball, your slider is one of your second best pitch, and yeah, it wasn't really working for you early, but you just kept going back to it and throwing it for strikes, doing all kinds of good stuff with it. How was that? Your fastball, I mean, that was strong all day. Your fastball pretty much is your pitch that you ride with most of the time, right?
Yeah, I mean, the slider's a field pitch, so you kind of just throw it, and eventually I found it late in the game.
Excellent. Definitely player of the game. Thanks a lot. Great game, and hey, man, get some rest. You guys got playoffs coming up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex, and congratulations to Blair Calvo, our player of the game here on WEFS TV. Was a true warrior, waited for the offense to catch up, and was able to get out of multiple jams in a very big historic win for this program as they move into first place. And Alex is now with the head coach, Jeff Tam.
Yes, join here with Coach Tam on the field. Coach, obviously, great win. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
And so first thing it's worth noting is your offensive explosion today. What do you have to attest to that?
Yeah, they gave us some great at-bats. They moved the ball in tough counts, and, good things happen if you put the ball in play, and we're very fortunate today.
Calvo has been a workhorse for you. I mean, obviously down this last stretch, goes out there, throws 8 strong, but it almost seemed like he was getting himself into some trouble, but finding a way to get out of it.
I just said that to my coaching staff. He's a guy that does it when he has to. I wish he wasn't that way, but when it's on the line, he makes a pitch. We couldn't be more proud of him.
And every team has that guy that can do it under the clutch. Basically, your offense, 2 out RBIs. I mean, that wins championships. What do you attest to them? Just being focused when it matters, the runners in scoring position.
Well, we've struggled at times with that, but today was a great day for us. We put the ball in play. We gave some great at bats, and 2 out hits definitely win championships, no doubt.
All right. Well, thanks, Coach Tam. Appreciate it, and we'll go back up to Jeff.
Thank you, Alex. Congratulations to Jeff Tam and the Titans. A big win as they improve to 30-19. More importantly, 16-11 in the conference. Puts them in great shape to advance to the playoffs. Got to take care of business perhaps tomorrow or get a little help from some other teams, but things looking good and looking up for the Eastern Florida State College Titans here, especially tonight as they win it 7-1, scored a run in the second, in the fourth, fifth, 2 each in the 6th and the 7th, and they win it going away behind the arm of Blair Calvo. Special thanks to our entire crew from WEFS TV and Alex Friedrich. I'm Jeff Radcliffe saying so long from Melbourne. 7-1. The Titans a winner tonight. Good night.